When you think of Star Wars bounty hunters, who comes to mind? Boba Fett? Jango Fett? Cad Bane? While these are all iconic characters, there is one that we briefly see in the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, which some fans might have missed, and his name is Embo. In this video, we're going to break down who exactly Embo is, give a little bit of a backstory on him, and what this could mean for Mando and Grogu in their new adventure. Embo is a Kyuzo bounty hunter from the planet Fatron, and we're first introduced to him in the Clone Wars animated series. Funny enough, he is also voiced by none other than Dave Filoni. He's calm, careful with his movements, and rarely talks. The Kyuzo were from the Outer Rim, and it's a rather gravity-heavy area. This allows for the evolution of their species to have dense muscle fibers, which develop better than most. It makes them have way quicker reflexes, and that allows for them to be much more dangerous in combat and perfect for bounty hunting. Because of the atmosphere on their homeworld, the Kyuzo wore corrective lenses and pressurized filter masks to protect their respiratory systems in order to make it comfortable to live in while at uncomfortable climates. As mentioned before, the first appearance of Embo was in the Clone Wars animated series, specifically Season 2, Episode 17, titled Bounty Hunters. Embo worked among other bounty hunters in a group type of setting, but we can also refer to them as his crew. The leader was Suji, another ruthless bounty hunter, and this matters because in the Clone Wars, this group was hired by Cassis Mitigatis. Hopefully I pronounced that right, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And this person was the head of a farming village on Felucia. Their job was to protect the village from pirates who, funny enough, were led by Hondo, who were going to potentially attack the village. A little while later, the big three, as I like to call them, of Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka would arrive also at Felucia at the same village, and tensions quickly rose. The bounty hunters, after a little bit of convincing, would get the Jedi to join them, and while they were reluctant at first, they did have a brief encounter with Hondo previously, so they already weren't the biggest fan of him, making it much easier for them to join and fight alongside the bounty hunters. Together, they would train the villagers how to fight and defend when and if the pirates would ever attack. Long story short, the pirates did attack the village, and Embo would end up being wounded, being hit with blaster fire, but in the end, the pirates would be the ones retreating. Embo was also known for doing some freelance work for the Hutts and would even be one of the few survivors of the box, which is just a bunch of challenges or trials where the only way to escape is to survive all the challenges. We see this in the episode of the Clone Wars where Obi-Wan also went undercover and had to survive these challenges. It's pretty safe to say Embo is living a pretty busy and chaotic life. He'd be arrested by the Republic and eventually escape. He would then become a full-time employer by the Hutts, and his battle history speaks for itself. Fighting against some very high-quality opponents like Savage Opress, Darth Maul, and Anakin Skywalker, he already has a rather lengthy list of iconic opponents. After Order 66, Embo went into the shadows and wasn't as active right away as the galaxy was going through a major shift, and near the Battle of Endor, Embo went to collect a bounty placed on Lando Calrissian. Embo would find the Millennium Falcon at a refueling station, and the two would end up confronting each other. Lando would eventually outsmart Embo, and due to a broken pipe, would use that to his advantage to shoot smoke in Embo's face and briefly stun him. Besides this, he would go and collect other bounties and just get more and more feared around the galaxy. Now that we fast forward to the New Republic era, when the Mandalorian and Grogu movie takes place, Embo is still around and still collecting bounties. The leaks for the movie, or the strongly indicated rumors, refer to him as the main villain to Mando, and this could mean he's after potentially Rhoda the Hutt, just like Mando is rumored to be as well. Or is he trying to collect the bounty that's placed on Mando? There is still a ton of speculation right now around the plot of the movie, but Embo is one of the toughest opposers to Mando so far since we've been introduced to him. Yes, Grogu has grown stronger, but he's still in need of more training by both the Mandalorians and Jedi, so Grogu will probably, in my opinion, have quite a bit of a role in protecting Mando from Embo. It should be a good rivalry in this movie, and I really hope Embo can make it out alive, as I think Star Wars would thrive with more live action Embo. And I need to mention Cad Bane because yes, I am still holding out hope that Cad Bane is alive after the tragic events of what we see Boba Fett do to him. Maybe we get answers on who Embo works with. Is it going to be a new face, or is it a familiar one that we've seen in the past? Only time will tell, but I am beyond excited for this movie. I can't wait to see what happens on May 22nd. The trailer looked awesome. I have a reaction for that. I'll throw it up on screen right now. You can click on that and watch it if you want. But it's definitely great to see one of these Clone Wars characters that we've seen in comics and animation finally come to life in live action, especially on the big screen for the first time in a long time since the last Star Wars movie has been in theaters. As you can probably tell, I am hyped up for it, but let me know what you think and all of your theories about the movie and what could potentially happen with Embo. As always, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content around the galaxy, and I'll see you in the next one.